Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2016 mid-month readings. I apologize for the lateness of the last few signs, getting out the last few mid-month signs. I had some guests come in from out of the country a few days earlier than anticipated, so it kind of threw my schedule into a little bit of chaos, bumped flights and all of that stuff. So again, I appreciate your patience in waiting. So we are at the July mid-month readings. I hope the first couple of weeks of July have gone well for you. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well. Your primary sun sign may not resonate as predictively for you, or like me, you may find that each of your three signs you can apply for different areas of your life as well. Just make sure to check your sun, rising, and moon sign at the beginning of every month and the mid-month readings to get as clear and whole and definitive picture of the time span ahead as possible. I am using my beloved Gilded Tarot deck, and even though we're focusing more on the last half of the month than the month in its entirety, I'm still going to be using the same 8-card spread with an additional ninth card for your crowning card representing the overall energy and feeling over the reading. Thank you. Always thank you so much for continuing to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. Your support and feedback are so greatly appreciated and most welcome, and you have my thanks and gratitude for that. And always keep the comments coming. You guys are actually fantastic bunch of subscribers. You guys in the family, as I like to refer to it. It's wonderful to read your comments and feedback, both on the YouTube channel and the ones that some of you send directly to my email, particularly the ones describing how the readings resonate and apply predictively in what's going on in your own lives. It also helps interpret, deepen my appreciation, awareness, and intuition of the cards, even though I've been doing this for 25, 27 years now. I never fail to learn new things always. We should always be continuing to learn about the cards. They are so nuanced and so complex, and I'm sure I'll be learning them until I transition into the next life. So thank you again for your comments and feedback. I love reading them. Keep them coming. Always a deep note of appreciation, gratitude, and thanks to those of you who are keeping me these days so incredibly busy with personal readings. Thank you for the trust that you place in me to interpret and intuit the cards for you, and for continuing to give me the feedback on how they resonate so predictively in your lives. I love doing personal readings more than anything, so thank you so very much for those of you who come to me for those and continue coming to me for those. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more information and detail about myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. You can email me directly at, it's my end of the day hairdo. You can email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to do a reading with you, and we'll go from there. I'm always asked about turnaround time, and I'm able to do readings full time, and I do them full time, morning till night, most days except Sunday. And it can be anywhere from 1 to 4 or 5 days, but almost always within a week, depending on scheduling and time zones and whether it's live or recorded. So again, send me an email and we'll work it all out. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Aquarius for July 2016, mid-month. God, Spirit, Angels, Guides, show me the energy for the air sign of Aquarius, July 2016, mid-month. What does the remainder of the beautiful month of July hold for the air sign of Aquarius, the water bearers? Aquarius, July 2016, mid-month. July 2016, mid-month, for the air sign of Aquarius. Okay. We begin with the Seven of Cups reversed, followed by the Knight of Swords. the Devil reversed, followed by the Six of Swords, the Fool card, my favorite card in the tarot, followed by the Five of Cups reversed, and the Three of Wands, followed by the Six of Cups reversed. And as your crowning card, overall theme and energy, we have the Ace of Wands. You have more reversals for the July mid-months than anyone else, Aquarius. However, just scanning this really quickly, it's all positive. Well, there's a positive side to everything. There really is, but all the reversals seem to be oriented towards overcoming something and bringing things back into balance and moving away from like stuck past energy. So it's all good. Let me just take a quick look here. Okay, let's begin. Okay. So, Aquarius, we find ourselves at the middle of July 2016 with the Seven of Cups in reverse, followed by the Knight of Swords. So, the Seven of Cups in reverse. Swords is governed by the element of air. So, swords is all about the airy, intangible, invisible world of thoughts, ideas, words. The suit of swords represents our perspectives, our mental outlooks, how we look at things, belief system. It's all about what goes on up in here, how we look at things, thoughts, um, perspectives, outlooks. Yeah. Sorry. I was actually saying cups. This is actually cups, and I was describing the suit of swords, which I was just looking at with the Knight of Swords. So totally reverse. That'll teach me to do readings late at night. Seven of Cups. Cups is not the suit of swords. It is not governed by the element of air. I beg your pardon. Cups is governed by the element of water. It's all about the watery, fluid world of feelings, emotions, love, and relationships. All different kinds of love, all different kinds of relationships. The Seven of Cups in the upright position represents, I sometimes call it the card of distraction, fantasy, illusion, because it can represent having too many choices. It can represent being too scattered, too distracted, not being able to focus or be intentional, considering things which are not reality grounded or not being practical and focused enough. In the reverse position, it simply means an overcoming of that. For a small portion of you, the energy can be feeling like you don't have enough options, but I'm actually not getting that much at all. What I'm getting is an overcoming of this. I feel like there was a previous energy leading up until now of not knowing what to focus on, not knowing what to be intentional, maybe having too many choices, feeling scattered, not knowing where to go, but it's all about overcoming that. And I feel like it's attached to a new way of looking at something. You've gotten a new perspective, which I feel like somebody else has brought to you or has helped you come to a different way of looking at whatever this turns out to be for you, and it's going to apply differently because there's so many of you watching. um, I feel like some of you up until now have been struggling with needing to make a decision or needing to choose a path or focus on something, or for some of you it could be relationships as well, or choosing between people, but you are now either have or are coming to a different way of looking at it, a different perspective, a new shift in how you see this situation. And I feel like that for some of you, it's going to be something that occurred to you yourself, or perhaps were brought to you by your angel spirits, guides, divine source, etc. But for a lot of you, you will have reached this because of the help or assistance of another individual, which is the Knight of Swords. So swords, I already just went through what swords was: words, ideas, thoughts, mental outlooks, perspectives. Knights. Knights are the bringers of the tarot. Typically, when you see a knight in the upright position, it represents something being brought to you, something being offered, a gift being given to you. And usually, knights are associated with a fair amount of speed because they're known for charging right into things. They are a little more mature and evolved than the pages, but they still tend to be somewhat spontaneous and impulsive because their knights are the ones usually sent off to go charging off to fulfill missions and quests. Uh, in regards to court cards, we all kind of begin at the evolutionary stage of the page. The pages are the dreamers, the ones who come up with the ideas, they conceive and birth the ideas. And then they're the youngest and least mature energies. And then the knights come charging in, usually with a fair amount of speed, as knights are wont to do. And they take the ideas, the dreams, the thoughts that the pages have, and knights begin to put the physical action behind it to begin to manifest it into reality. And then the queens come in with their nurturing, sustaining, fertilizing energy and help it grow, take care of it, nurture it. And then the kings come in and kind of tighten everything up with the loose ends, cross the T's, dot the I's, the protective binding energy at the end as well. So the knights sometimes can be spontaneous, impulsive, but very well intentioned, dedicated, determined. This knight would be, since he's the Knight of Swords, he would be bringing a new idea or offering a new idea, a new perspective, a different way of looking at this that helps you kind of overcome that Seven of Cups energy in the upright so that you're not as scattered focused. It's like all of a sudden you're seeing it with different eyes, or you're seeing it for what it really is instead of all the fantasy and illusion and it appearing to be something that it's not, or just being kind of all over the place. This Knight of Swords comes in to offer assistance, help, or give a new perspective, or help you come up with a new way of looking at it. And their sun, moon, or rising sign is likely in air, which would be like you, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. It doesn't have to be. They could just strongly manifest the character traits of the air sign of the Knight of Swords. But I feel like for most of you, this is going to represent Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, sun, moon, or rising. And what does this new shift in perspective, this new outlook do? Well, it number one helps you get focused and intentional, helps you see something for the reality that it really is, and which helps begin to bring things back into balance. That which was previously out of balance or previously broken back into balance and harmony. Because next to that we have the Devil reversed, followed by the Six of Swords in the upright. So the devil reversed in the upright position, it represents imbalance, a significant, profound imbalance. It can represent addictions, conventional addictions like drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, shopping, etc., unhealthy relationships, too much power control, obsessiveness, neediness. At its most fundamental, it's the scales being out of whack, too much attention and focus in one area to the exclusion and detriment of others, out of balance. In the reverse, significant too, because it's major arcana. In the reverse, it is an overcoming of that. It is a bringing that which was out of balance, back into harmony, back into integration and wholeness, bringing together that which was broken and making it whole or repairing it. And attached to that, just a lovely healing energy, because attached to that devil in reverse is the Six of Swords, which is a card about sailing from troubled, turbulent, challenging, or even painful, hard times into smoother, peaceful, more serene times. In other tarot decks, I've seen the water behind this boat be very choppy and wavy and turbulent, and the water in front of the boat be very smooth and placid and serene. There is a strong theme of peace, healing, restoration with this card too. It can represent actual travel too. So for some of you, it could be that the travel itself or traveling with somebody else or the opportunity to get away is what helps, as it often does, gives you a fresh perspective, a different way of looking something, or exposes something as for the reality of what it actually is instead of what you were thinking that it was before. But any way you look at it, this combination of cards, Aquarius, represent a bringing back into balance, a seeing things for the reality that they are, and moving out of a troubled time, a painful time, and into healing. This is a transitional energy too. It's kind of like all the hard work or the painful experience that you had, all whatever the challenge represents for you, Aquarius. There's that time, and then there's the time where you're fully healed, everything's stable, everything's come together. This is the energy that this card represents, the transitional energy of in between. You're not quite in that settled, stable, peaceful, harmonious place yet, but you are on your way there. You're working your way there. So a lovely, peaceful, healing energy and combination there. And it's all about new beginnings, and a lot of it is leaving the past behind, because the next two combination of cards is all about that: new beginnings, looking ahead into the future, planning and building towards the future, new paths, new beginnings, and leaving the past behind. New path, not past, and leaving the past behind. We have the Fool card, my favorite card in the entire tarot. I love the Fool card. Major Arcana card. Let's see. We have one, two major arcana. Still some significant life changes, but healing. The Fool represents beginnings, the beginning of the beginnings, the breath you take before the first step. It is the zero, the very first card in the tarot. It represents that place before the journey starts, before the first step is taken, before the plane lifts off. It represents that place where anything is still possible. Everything is still possible. The possibilities are limitless. The Fool is here to remind us, too, that while it is always good and proper to have goals, to set a destination and to work towards that, to not be too focused or obsessed with the goal itself. The Fool is here to remind us that the most valuable lessons and joy and fulfillment is found in the journey itself, in the experiences and steps of the journey itself, and not just in the end destination. It is more about the journey rather than the destination, even though, of course, we work towards our goals. The Fool is also here to remind us, Aquarius, to step outside of our comfort zone a little bit, take a risk, calculated maybe. We don't want to go to the negative end of the Fool, in which case he would be in the reverse, but he's not. He's in the upright. We want to make sure there's water in the pool before we jump. But again, stepping outside your comfort zone, moving away from what you've known, even if it's just familiar negative energy, and stepping into the unknown, stepping into a new, fresh beginning. Again, it's transitioning for the remainder of July and possibly a little into August as well. Moving away from these difficult, challenging, and for some of you, even painful times, bringing stuff back into balance. Some of you may be recovering from addiction or helping someone recover from addiction. It's again healing, moving into more stable times, more harmony and integration within yourselves. So we have that new beginning, that Fool stepping out. Again, it's healing, but it's a new path. It's a new beginning, and that's always can be a little intimidating. But it's about stepping outside the comfort zone and taking that first step, remembering that it's all about the journey and to enjoy every step of it along the way. That Fool card is attached to the Five of Cups in reverse, which I like to see this card in reverse. In the upright position, again, it's cups, that emotions, feelings, suit, love, and relationships. This is a card. This is a card fundamentally about being too focused on negativity. 'Cause for some of you, a lot of you, most of you, I think, it's being stuck in the past and now moving away from that. It's a card of focusing only on what's negative. You can see this man is sunk down into the grass on his knees and he's really overcome by grief. He's kind of stuck in this energy of what he's lost, as represented by these three goblets, which are tipped over and spilled out. What he's lost, what feels has been taken away from him, what no longer is, or what has changed in his perspective in a negative way, which again is a card somewhat about what no longer is, a card about the past. Maybe it's been a betrayal or something you've lost or that's been taken from you. Just very painful and focusing only on that, when in fact there are other things in your life still there, blessings. Right behind this man are these two goblets, still upright, still full, representing that there are still, this life is still to be lived, the sun is still shining, there are still beautiful things in your life or opportunities that you might miss because you're focusing on the past and you can't see what's there because, again, all of your mental and emotional energy is focused on what you no longer have. You are overcoming that. This new beginning, having the courage to step out of the your comfort zone and take a chance, have a new beginning, is what is helping you or what will help you overcome this being stuck in whatever pain that you've experienced and whatever loss that you've had. It is appropriate to honor the grief and pain and loss in our life, but there comes a time when it's time to stand up, turn around, face the unknown, step into the future and a new beginning, Aquarius. And it looks like the last few weeks of July is all about you doing that, having the courage to do that, or being strongly advised to have the courage to do that. Move away from that. And for a lot of you, whatever this is that you're healing from, um, it's about the past or has strong connections to the past, because at or towards the end of July 2016, we have the Three of Wands and the Six of Cups in reverse. So in the upright position, the Six of Cups is a card about the past. It's a card about reminiscence, nostalgia, looking back. It can be about childhood. It can be about travel back to see childhood, travel back to see parents, relatives, the place you grew up, your roots of origin. It speaks of. It can also speak of thinking back fondly to a time where the energy felt more carefree, where you didn't have the troubles and concerns and burdens that you carry today. It can also represent just like this energy of the Seven of Cups in the beginning, it can also represent being too naive, too childlike about how you see something, not seeing something for the reality that it really is. Just like, again, the beginning of this Seven of Cups, fantasy and illusion, not seeing something for the reality that it is. You're overcoming that energy. And again, at the end of July 2016, Aquarius, you're overcoming this as well. Some of you, it is, again, seeing things for what it really is. And this is what's actually helping you um, to move past it, to move away, break away from the past, and move into the future and a new beginning and away from whatever this negativity, this pain, this challenge was. It could be a past breakup that was incredibly painful for you, a difficult childhood that you've worked very hard to overcome, relationships with past friends or family. But it was something that was very painful and challenging and significantly out of balance. And what it is specifically is going to vary depending on who's watching the video. But again, overcoming and moving beyond that and moving into a new future, new beginnings. The Three of Wands is paired with that Six of Cups in reverse. And the Three of Wands is all about moving forward. The suit itself, the Suit of Wands, is governed primarily by fire and secondarily by air, which is a very dynamic combination. And the Suit of Wands is a dynamic, action oriented suit. It's about change, movement, action, power, forward momentum. A Suit of Wands is about that creative, passionate, manifesting energy that allows us to take our dreams and ideas and put action behind them to make them reality, to manifest them. The Three of Wands is a card about doing just that, about our future, because that's what this man is doing. He's thinking, planning, hoping, and waiting for the outcome of his investment into the future. He's planted his wands here. He's done all the homework. He's done all the work. He's put action behind what he wanted to do. This is about working, acting, and planning for your future, and then waiting to see what the outcome is at the end of July 2016, Aquarius. And again, this combination, it's moving away from uh, negative experiences, challenges, and energy connected with the past. However, it resonates specifically with you. Moving out of this unrealistic, childlike view, seeing something for the reality of what it really is. And for a lot of you, that's going to be what prompts you to kind of go, oh, this is the reality. I'm done with this. I'm moving out and away from that. And it does look like a lot of you are going to have some help in that, as represented in the beginning by this Knight of Swords, another Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. New beginnings. Your crowning card, again, it's an echo of the same message. We have the Ace of Wands here. It's that action oriented wands energy, and aces represent one, the potential, promise, the beginning of something, the unfolding of something, which has the potential to be built on into something and manifest into something quite beautiful. But remember that aces are seeds, and seeds, while they may contain all the potential in the world in their little tiny selves, seeds still need to be planted, watered, fertilized, nurtured, taken care of so that they can grow to whatever their beautiful manifestation, the full manifestation is. Otherwise, if they're not, if action and care isn't put into them, this Ace of Wands would fizzle out as a failed new beginning or a great new idea about something, which, if not acted on, just kind of fizzles out. But again, new beginnings, but action oriented. It's all about movement away from negativity, movement away from the past, the challenge, the pain. Again, however it resonates specifically for you, it is healing, bringing back into balance, which, even though there's a lot of gentle healing restorative energy here, it is backed up by action. You have to put the action into it. The Ace of Wands is action towards a new beginning. This Knight of Swords brings new perspectives and new thoughts, but it's a knight, so it's action oriented too. This help. The Six of Swords, it's a transitional energy, but again, it's moving, it's active, it's moving away. The Fool does that too. He steps out and puts his first foot out on the journey, and yeah, breaking away, overcoming, healing. So a beautiful, beautiful reading, Aquarius. Overcoming, you guys, it looks like it's taken a lot of courage and a lot of work, but you're doing it the end of July 2016 and moving into August because, healing processes are different for everybody, but it takes time and it is a process. So good for you for having the courage and the strength to do that, to overcome and to get through it. So, Aquarius, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope you found it useful, that it's brought you some insight and clarity. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage. And you can also email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the August 2016 general readings. And until then, Aquarius, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.